Things aren't getting any easier. Knuckle actually managing to land a few punches, but not before almost seeing his life flash before his eyes, and so many stray dogs being fed. Killua jumping in, wanting his little time for stress relief. And honestly, who can blame him? But we've gone still waiting patiently. There's still plenty of other fights to be had, whether it be in the smoky jail with the millions and millions of little particles and bugs trying to escape. It's a fight that we may or may not be ready for, but at least Knuckles getting out. Let's see how Shoot's getting on. At least you can report back to him that he landed a few blows. If he's still conscious. Let's watch more Hunter x Hunter. And with Killua now joining the fray, laying down his own bit of lore onto Yuppie here. Just how far has he came? With him overcoming certain boundaries and barriers thanks to the removal of the pin in his head. Do we actually know Killua's limit at the minute? Why is he turning into a Yu-Gi-Oh character? Now, we've seen him use his electricity ability a little differently other than just zap. Using it to speed up the synapses in his brain to have faster reaction speeds and all this. That was cool. Not sure what the increasing of electric flow and static in his hair is going to do, though. And thinking about it, I think having Nov take a seat back at the beginning of all of this so we don't have any more kind of portal shenanigans. It's probably actually a good writing decision so you didn't have, oh, imminent death, just zip out of it. This is the first time we've had an animated little intro bit. He's positively glowing. The fact that Killua is just walking normally instead of running or anything, he's like, oh, he's vanished. He might be susceptible to a shock or two. And it also kind of, well, unfortunately, it kind of just shits on all of Knuckle and Shoot's attempts and performance until now. They held him at bay, which is good, but now this. How could it be? Also, it's good that we still have Hotel Refrasia on his shoulder, so we know what's going on there. Physical potential, but what about the laws of physics itself? Oh. Huh. See, there's no especially special. This is what I was referring to. Like amazing abilities and kind of abstract concepts. Kiddo is all about just raw raw skill, getting himself even better and faster. The fact that Yuppie's kind of been held at bay and held back by him. Good for Killua. As long as he doesn't get any insulation. Okay. Not happening until later, so we can have that in the back of our minds. He's only able to keep that up for a little time. Where's he gone? That slippery little sod. I would have liked it if we didn't have a close-up of the haze and static disappearing, but well, just think of one and hope it all works. Well, at this point, just open the doors, step back out and think about it for a while. Well, I do like Ikago's just kind of strut up to it. Just leave him to his own devices. Find another way out. Or try and deal with him while he is asleep. Just dump him in one of the warehouses. I do like how Ikago's two little stumpy leg things were still where they were cut from interaction before. The safest option, but will he be able to actually do it himself? He had never killed anyone before, so all the corpses he just finds, right? I knew he was shooting at Killua and whatnot. Now, how is this going to go tits up, though, is the thing. Is he going to guess a code properly? Shoot his way out of the elevator? Shoot his way out of the elevator. I guess if they were having restraining things, they really didn't think about the Chimera ants, did they? It was for human users, I guess. So, I mean, at least he's in the surveillance room. He's got a clear view of everything going on. What kind of security processes does this place have? But also, if he turns up to the surface, then he might cause issues with the others. Well, let's see if these blast doors can actually hold him. They're a little more resistant. Good. What about the walls? Is there a way through there? Ceiling? Floor, maybe? Is this place temperature controlled? Can we start broiling him, is what I was thinking. With the doors open, let's hope the sleeping gas is... Well, there's enough of the canister of the elevator to fill this entire area. Force his action. Get him to go where you want. What's going to be on the other end of all of this? Still seeing his heavily muscled legs on top of the lobster body, or underneath the lobster body, is strange to see. Can drop another shield. There we go. Oh, trying to force his way back through. Success. Using his guns and abilities to another use. Is he going to start lifting some of these blast doors? Good thing is, though, he is kind of trapped right here. All he has to do is get somewhere else. Exactly. You can just leave him be, maybe. Up the elevator shaft. Quick, what can he use? What is there in this room? I mean, armored vehicles against his little claw bullets. Are we getting guerrilla warfare? Squid warfare? Yeah, Kago's gonna MacGyver this shit. He's nothing other than a genius under pressure. Thing is, how's he going to get to them? Get to the monitor room, the surveillance room. with his time slowly running out, his little crustacean brain working some plan there. Why would it be opening? Eh. I mean, a chicken. If someone isn't as heavily armored as him, then needs something to back it up, though. Well, that is assuming that there's only one here. Well, have we seen the IFV actually doing anything, or just sat there with its engine on? Why are there so many working against them? Well, it would be interesting to see him try. Oh. Good thing it's actually got a little bit of armor plating. Would be not very useful with the front line. Ah. There we go. Locked out the elevator exit. And now that has been closed for you. It's still enough room for the sleeping gas to slowly go. Is he setting the thing on fire? I thought he was going to make a Molotov or something, but no, he's just... Good thing he's a slippery little sod and can get out of that hatch without being seen. Are his claws capable of creating any additional room there for him? He knew the risks going into this. Very good. Yeah, he can sit there somewhat safely in the middle of the elevator. And hopefully you've got that pipe high enough so it doesn't affect him as well. Ah. Well, hopefully he's not tricking you. Would he... Would he fake being asleep there? One bullet into the chamber. Is there a weak spot in the armor? Well, Here's the question though, can he actually bring himself to do it, rather than just what we've known, he's just using corpses and whatnot, not taking lives with his own hands, or tentacles. He's ran out of breath. He left it a tiny bit open. We heard him say he only needs a few inches to be able to get through, and sellotaping it behind him to make it look like it was closed. He can't do things. Not that it would be dishonorable or anything. He just can't bring himself to do it. The most human of characters. The fact that you have a royal guard who's not done anything. Nothing but a goopy mess. You know, if it does actually work like it does with moths and butterflies and whatnot, but if he makes a wrong decision there, though, yeah, just allowing himself to be so weak in the middle of a confrontation. That's the problem, though, isn't it? How many layers of bluff is there? At least it's a compliment. Well, the choice. Oh, choice is clear, is it not? I think we might be getting a little bit of that dilemma next episode, but I loved this one. Having a bit more of a cargo, not brawns or skill. Using pre-laid out precautions and traps. You know, having no strength to speak of his own, really. Having to use a little bit of subterfuge. And his own body limitations on it to his advantage, being able to fit through tiny gaps. Didn't think they'd use it twice so close together, getting into the elevator, then getting under the blast door, but I did like it. And for the 20 seconds or so that Killua was beating down on UP, it's pretty nice. Just need to build up that stamina. I think Ikago's ability to think on his feet and come up with somewhat plans of actions that would actually benefit him, quite one of his strong points. Not in a head-to-head fight, he'd probably go down pretty damn easily. We saw that the corpse he was using with Flutter just got blasted. All it would take is a glimpse being able to see, hang on, something just shot out of it there and scuttled away underneath a truck. That would ruin most plans and everything going forward. Good thing he's as I think I mentioned earlier, slippery little bastard. I do like how his entire battle here was against Bloster, the lobster thing who really isn't more than a henchman to anyone else. But, well, I guess maybe on the same level as G2. We've never actually seen him properly in a fight. And compared to all of the usual fighting that we've seen recently, this was a nice change. It's kind of like how I imagined Nov to be doing it against someone that is kind of scary. Still don't know why he left his shoes behind back then. If you can just open a portal, drop them through. But yeah, the main issue I have, even if he has overcome Bloster there and knocked him out of the sleeping gas, what's the next step of the plan with him? Or is it going to keep him locked there since there's no need to worry about him because there's nowhere he can go? But he's not the only one who was suspicious, was he? Is Akolga going to run into someone else who's a bit of a detective? Figured out something's not quite right. Maybe came down in a different way. We were told about the service elevator. Oh god, the service elevators. Sure, he's fine. We're going to have to find out later on, but little bits in this one having Killua maybe not have the same kind of destruction power level as Yuppie, but able to effectively incapacitate him just because he can't bring out any of that strength, any of that mutation, anger, rage. No, just zap. Each time, just zap. And I think little chameleon dude is doing quite well. The fact that he hasn't been caught yet, despite needing to take several breaths. The brief moments in which he can be seen. There's been other stuff going on which keeps everyone's attention, which is nice. Still. Is Killua going to keep attacking from the shadows thanks to the help of, was it God's accomplice? But there really is a lot of back and forth and thinking and who is really in danger? Is anyone going to be the ex machina to step up and save the day at any one point? It was that point for Killua in the beginning of this, but I wonder if Gon has actually blinked while sitting opposite of Nifpator at the minute. Oh, we've got a little bit to wait. And there's a certain soup of an insect royal guard that we've still got to face off against. How much of him is actually left in there and how much has escaped? We saw him trying to rebuild himself in a way, so hopefully Morel doesn't waste a lot of time in there. I am in the same position I was last time. I want to see more, I want to just get through so many of these confrontations and altercations with the royal guards and the fight with the palace. Seeing each one of their personal battles, no matter how big or small, is so interesting. Especially since we've seen Gon and Kulla's entire journey up until this point. If we can get a bit more of all the characters and how they got up to this predicament. Although asking for too many more backstories might be pushing it a little. There's plenty to think about though. If you've been enjoying Hunter x Hunter, let me know. If you want to help support the channel, consider subscribing, maybe jump onto my Discord. But for now, just a like or a comment down below will really help me out. YouTube needs to be put in their place and start recommending my videos again. But for now, get yourselves a bit of rest. See you in the next one. If you want to be a slippery little squid and pour the sleeping gas into anyone that would want to do my channel harm, consider joining onto my Patreon, supporting me from the shadows that way, although not completely incognito because I get to thank Noku, Raywin, Sal, Cardboard, Shiwan, Mats, Acne, Guado, Danny Swee, Light Wizard 91, Kite, Diego Zenhausen, Tori Jane, SZ 9870, Croyville, Maxwell, Mega 42, The Hazel 01, and everyone else. And as long as you don't turn on me, I'd be eternally grateful.